Welcome, all of you, to the Purposeful Dad Podcast, episode 2. And here we have our speaker, who is Aman Juneja, aka Kabir, who is the Alpha Dad coach with 9 years of experience, who is on a mission to heal and assist more parents, more fathers into their journey of being purposeful dads. And in this episode today, we are going to get a little more deeper to understand that how can a father be more intentional, be more loving, and be at his fullest strength with love and compassion. So I welcome you, Kabir, to this beautiful session. Once again, it's always an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much, Suji, for having me here for the second episode of the Purposeful Dad Podcast. And I look forward to be an instrument, uh, just sharing whatever is there, flowing via me, which can help many parents and many children so that each one of us on this planet Earth can live a beautiful life, fulfilling, flourishing life filled with utmost self-expression, and thereby also impacting the energy of the entire planet.
Beautiful. And that's such a spiritual, I could say, intention that you hold deep inside, because this is the kind of parenting that every child might want to have,
Right.
right? And it brings me to the first question that comes to my mind is, when an individual, as a child, like as children, we go through a lot of things, right? Maybe in the school, maybe with parents, maybe with relatives, maybe with neighborhood. And if I look back right now, it doesn't make any importance to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, okay, maybe I was, hurt by someone, or I was insulted by someone. And that was then. It doesn't really matter me now. But my question to you is, does this really impact? If I'm looking forward, or if a man is looking forward into a journey of fatherhood, into a journey of parenting, do you think, is this a roadblock?
So, to reiterate, you mean that anything which happened in our childhood, no matter how small, how big, no matter with whosoever it happened, right? Our neighbors, our teachers, any kind of emotional incident, does it impact us later in our life?
Correct. Yeah. Any kind of hurtful. We're not talking about the happy one. Happy ones are good.
Happy
We
ones
need
are
to
good.
take it along. But
Right,
something where, you were scolded for no mistake of yours.
right, right,
Some child hit you up,
right,
and then you feel bad about it. So,
right,
does this really impact, like, you being an adult? You're not even thinking about those moments. You don't even remember all these things happened.
right.
So, yeah.
So, in order to understand this, I will share an example. Like, I will share a snippet from my life's journey so that, you know, everyone could connect the dots and could realize in their own way whether it impacts or not. Right. And this incident, which I'm going to share now, it happened with me when I was maybe 4 years old. Okay. And I had like completely forgotten about it from my conscious memory. But just like this, I was facilitating a webinar, online webinar. And I was, as part of the webinar, I was answering someone's question. So immediately while answering the question, I was transported back to that incident and I could recall, oh, something like this had happened in my life. Okay.
Mhm.
So the scene goes like this. It's my first day of school, not the play school, but after the real
Mhm.
school, right? It's the first day of my school and my mother has come to drop me to school. So everyone is, the place is strange, completely strange to me. And the people are strange to me. So many people, first of all, so many kids, so many adults, the parents are there, the teachers are there. And so I was entering into my school and I started from nursery itself. So our
Mm-hmm.
nursery classes were like, it was a big hall. So all the sections were in the same hall, and those different sections were separated by just a wooden, it was like a wooden frame,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you could move that, it had wheels under it. So it was
Okay.
separated, all the classes, but all, like, let's say 500, 600, all students were in the same hall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I recall, right, my mother had come to drop me to school, and I was feeling very nervous, just like a child would do,
Mm-hmm.
because I was not aware. Now, whatever words I am using right now, nervous and all of that, right? ये अभी की awareness है.
Okay.
As an adult, a child would not know what the child is feeling,
Correct.
right? Child is just feeling, no
Yeah.
word, right? So my mother has come to drop me, and I obviously don't want to go and sit in that class, go to school or whatever, because it was completely new and it was completely strange and it was completely unknown. So all that fear, all that nervousness is there inside the heart, and I am crying even before my mother is about to drop me there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that I don't want to go, but obviously, she is fulfilling what she has to do. And then she drops me to school. And then, as she hands me over to the teacher so that, teacher can take care of me, she starts to walk towards the exit door.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember that as a child, as a 4-year child or three and a half, four exactly, I don't know. But I am looking under that wooden partition because there is a space there under the partition,
Uh-huh.
and I am looking at her walking away
Hmm.
and crying. Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is happening, and throughout the day, I kept crying that day, the first day of school,
Mm-hmm.
because my mother was the only known person to me, and especially not just known, but someone whom I love and connect to.
Mm. True.
Now that person has left me amidst a strange place, unknown,
Mm.
amidst strangers, and I am not sure what am I supposed to do here.
Yeah.
There is no training of that, right? Like, I am amidst complete strangeness,
True.
right?
It's difficult as a child.
It's difficult as a child.
Yeah.
So now again, whatever words I am using right now, I am, as an adult, I am aware
Yeah.
those words. But the child was not aware. The child was just feeling. So the child was feeling lost. The child was feeling hurtful because the mother, someone he loves, someone he trusts, has left him. Okay. Now, this one day passed by. I went back to home. Maybe, my mother again, or someone came to pick me, my father, maybe. I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So now also the beautiful or the strange part of this story. See, I only remember the part where my mother came to drop me and I am looking under the wooden partition
Mm.
and I am crying. I only remember this. I don't remember anything else
Okay.
of this story. Maybe because that was the impactful scene of that particular
Mhm.
uh, memory,
Yeah.
right? So now this incident passed by, school started, kept going to school day in and day out. But then, and I could only connect the dots later in my life as an adult, not as a child. But I would share my childhood experiences of what really happened after this. So I observed as I was growing up, and especially during that particular webinar, I could connect all the dots. why was everything happening to me, and the way it was happening for me? Why was it happening? Okay. So, uh, in my childhood, this incident has gone by. Now it's years after this, right? So now I observe that every time, I would observe myself begging my friends to keep talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it is some friend, sometimes it is some other friend, but I keep begging them to keep talking to me as if they are, leaving me, or they would move away from me. And even before that, like I am begging them so that they stay in contact with me, they stay my friends. And then this happened in my, let's say, first 10 years of life. Okay. Then I observed this similar pattern happening, unfolding in my relationship when I was 18, 17, 18 years old. The person wants to go away, but I am begging her to stay and to keep talking to me. Right. So now when I was facilitating that webinar, I was answering question to someone, like someone had asked me a question, and I was, so all of a sudden, as if, there was a light which came and it could connect to all these incidents back to that particular incident which happened in my childhood with my mother when she was dropping me at school.
Hmm.
So what came up, what the light showed me was someone who had loved me, who had cared for me. They dropped me in school, though they were just fulfilling their role, their purpose of that particular moment. But the child's mind could not comprehend what was happening. Right? Because the
Yeah.
first 11 years, 7 to 11 years, the conscious mind has not been formed between, right?
Yeah.
It's only the subconscious, it's only the emotional being which is there. Right? So everything goes inside and everything is taken as an emotion.
True.
There is no filter to analyze कि क्या हो रहा है, अच्छा स्कूल जाना है, स्कूल हर कोई जाता है, all of this understanding, not for a child.
Yeah.
Child is consuming everything, and child is consuming it in such a manner that it is everything about themselves. Okay, my mother left me maybe because I did something wrong, or maybe I don't deserve love. Okay.
True.
No logical reasoning that, first day of school, everyone goes to school and this is my time to go to school. No. My
Yeah.
mother, that's it. And I'm crying, my mother left me. That's it. Simple for a child. At least until 11 years, till the time analytical filter is created. Conscious mind.
Correct.
Okay. So this incident happened when my mother left me, and it went deep inside as an emotion inside of me, because I the whole day, I was crying. So it had a deep emotional energy to it.
Yeah.
Deep emotional shift happened inside of me because I was feeling lot many emotions during that particular incident when it was happening. When I observed my mom dropping me and walking back, leaving me, and I am crying, shouting, don't go, come back, come back. You know, so which means it had a deeper impact.
Correct. So now that you mentioned that, it impacted that child, that little version of you
Right,
so deeply,
right,
like you said, there were a couple of feelings also the child felt. So
right.
now, as you being the adult, when you look at that child, can you explain what all feelings did you feel at that moment when you felt your mother just walking away? What was the feeling the child was going through?
Right. So again, as an adult, I'm sharing this.
Yeah.
Child just child just accepted it. Child was not aware of what even it has accepted. Okay.
Hmm.
As an adult, I am giving name to that feeling. First feeling was my someone whom I loved and trusted has left me.
The feeling of being
Feeling of
abandoned.
abandonment.
Yeah.
Okay. Feeling of abandonment. Feeling of being left alone.
Hmm.
Feeling of feeling of being in the unknown. But I think majorly it was two feelings, because rest everything was a consequence of that feeling of abandonment and feeling of left alone.
Yeah.
Rest everything was, as a consequence of that. Ke unknown hai. If mother would have been there, uh, maybe the unknown wouldn't have felt unknown,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And then your question, which you asked initially, how does it impacts,
Yeah.
something which happened in our childhood, does it impacts our journey as a father or for any kind of journey, right? So, as I said, as I've already shared, lots of incidents, it started reflecting, and I was not aware why am I begging my friends, my girlfriend to keep talking to me, because wherever I felt there is a connection of
Mm-hmm.
love, there was also a fear, underlying fear of being abandoned, fear of being left alone. And this fear was coming from that incident which happened when I was 3 or 4 years old, and I am not even aware that it happened,
Oh, goodness.
right?
Mm.
So it started reflecting in all these areas. And to some extent, it also started reflecting in my professional life as well. Till the time I could, during one such webinar, I could connect the dots, and I went back to heal that and
Mm.
change the meaning. In fact, today
Mm.
morning also, somehow, I don't know why, this same incident I was recalling in my mind, that one incident which happened in my childhood impacted my entire life.
Okay.
So if unhealed, if it would have been unhealed, wouldn't this have been reflected in with my partner, with my spouse? Because it reflected with my girlfriend. So it
Mm.
also have been reflected in with my partner, with my kid as well, because my kid would be my love, right?
Yeah.
So I may feel the same feeling, and because of that, I may cut down and shut down myself and not express and open myself enough, and that would impact the journey of fatherhood.
True. Kabir, I don't know how to express, but yes, when you were talking about the little boy going through that feeling of abandonment, feeling, a space of unknown, everything was new. Now, I know that when a boy grows up to be a man, they want to have a successful career, they want to grow in their career. And you also said this thing, what happened in the childhood, can also impact your work life. And it has also impacted your work life, right? That maybe you experienced the feeling of abandonment again.
Right.
Can you take us a little deeper? How did you feel that abandonment?
So there was always a feeling when I started my work. Yeah, there was always a feeling of that I am not good enough, that I won't be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always fearful of my actions. Maybe I would take a wrong action, I would do something wrong. So this confidence was missing somewhere in my actions,
Yeah.
in my approaching of work. And that incident which happened long back with my mother,
Mm-hmm.
it also gave me, like I was, all of a sudden I am in a strange environment and I have no training for it. So
Yeah.
there was also a feeling of similar feeling, like what am I supposed to do here? I will make mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do.
The
I
fear
am,
of going wrong.
I am in the wrong place altogether. I don't belong here. So all of those feelings stemmed from there, plus a
Mm-hmm.
lot of other incidents growing up in life as well. But
Correct.
this, like in my childhood, I could just recall this early in my childhood, and hence I'm sharing and connecting the dots with this one. So, for initial few years in my workplace, I could see, like I was not aware where is this fear coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I so restless, that why am I so underconfident that I won't be able to do it? ऐसा है क्या? कुछ
सही में.
होता नहीं था ऐसा. I was also somewhere I was aware कुछ है नहीं ऐसा. I can do it. Like, I can, if I set my heart and mind, I can do it. But the feeling was so strong that it would always overtake.
True. I mean, there's a lot as children we go through, and we don't even realize that this is what I experienced, right? And even when we grow up as corporate professionals or what,
11/11 and it's 1st September.
wow, lot of energies.
Right.
And I'm sure the audience would also be feeling the energy because this, what you shared, was so authentic. Like I could relate to my childhood days when I had the first day in school. Even my son, when he had the first day in school, I know the feeling. It's very like as if पूरी दुनिया ने तुम्हारा हाथ छोड़ दिया. That is the feeling. But even with all that, there are people still managing their family life, managing their parenthood. Then why is it really important to release all this? Like even before you get into a parenting, why is it like, is it needed? Is my question.
See, as I said, as I shared, for me, this one incident, the impact which it had created, the emotions which it had given me, the emotional legacy which I had created inside of me, the gift, the gift of emotional legacy which this one incident gave me, it reflected in my friendships. I would literally beg them, standing at their door, knocking their door and begging them to talk to me. Like I'm being very vulnerable right now. You're right. Similar incident repeated in my 19th, when I was 19, 20 with my girlfriend. Now, for me, I was not aware why am I doing this. Like if the person wants to go, it's okay. But there was this understanding was there, but somehow that emotion was so strong that the emotion was leading me. Emotion was leading my actions. Intelligence, intelligence was low. Emotion was high. Okay. Now, this was impacting in all areas of my life. And I could see, I started becoming aware of it maybe very early in my life. Okay.
Beautiful.
So somehow this is also a gift that I started becoming aware of this early in my life and how it is it impacting me in my journey. So now for me it became very, very important to heal all of this, to let go all of this, because it was impacting not in a good way but in a negative way. I would push away people by trying to possess them, trying to hold them, and it was impacting, as I said, all areas of my life. Okay. So it became necessary for me to heal it. And now, as I grow in my journey, I understand that whatever I hold inside of me is what I am going to give to my child. It's like it's unsaid. It's unsaid, it's natural. Like whatever is there, that is only I can give. That is only what I can radiate. And that is how, even when I was aware that I don't need to do some things, but yet I was doing it because my emotions were so strong. And when I am in all those incidents, though being aware that I don't need to do this, I don't need to beg, I don't need to feel fearful of the work, I can do it. I was aware at all times, but yet my behavior was not in sync, but my behavior was driven by my emotions. Okay. उसी तरीके से unsaid, these emotions is only which is going to come out when I am with my child. It's unsaid because this is my core emotion. I wake up with this emotion, I sleep with this emotion.
Yeah.
Right. इसी तरीके से each one of us we may have been going through different kind of experiences. Not all of us have been experiencing anything bad like this, right? Not good or bad, it's just like how we process that particular moment. But a lot of times there are certain childhood incidents which has happened to us which we are not aware of. But if we start to observe our life carefully, we will observe a pattern there. Pattern which may be showing up in our relationships, कि हम कैसे behave करते हैं अपने relationships में, ठीक है? Pattern may be कि हम कैसे behave करते हैं अपने खुद के साथ, और मे बी इन आवर प्रोफेशनल वर्क एनवायरनमेंट, कहीं ना कहीं एक पैटर्न आपको दिखेगा. और वो पैटर्न अगर आपको लगता है कि it's not really helping you in your life, rather it is always bringing your energy down, it is pulling you down, it is impacting your relationships, your health, your connection with your own self, तो फिर वो हील करना जरूरी हो जाता है. If you care for yourself and if you care for your child, otherwise आप वही उसको दे दोगे और वो बाय डिफॉल्ट होगा. आप चाहोगे कॉन्शियसली कि मैं ना दूं, बट ऐसा होगा नहीं, क्योंकि आपका बिहेवियर, आपकी हैबिट्स, आपका अनकॉन्शियस एक्शंस विल रिफ्लेक्ट.
Yes, 110% with you. Because as a child, we all want a happy childhood. We want our parents to understand us. But many a times, yes, some children may go through this, some may not. But overall, the denominator of what you told about that emotional baggage, which we may not even realize, is what is driving us in our work, in our relationship, in our parenting, everywhere it shows up.
Right.
Because at the end, you are, programmed based on that fear that is deep down inside. And what I recognize from you is you have gifted yourself with that sense of awareness that you figured it out at a very early age. Right? Having that awareness that, okay, fine, I am seeing this in my relationship happening, which means there's something what I need to let go of. Right? And that's something beautiful, which I think people would resonate. But how do we build this awareness? Like, how does this awareness come to you? That, oh, I am going through this fear. Oh, I am being too pushy on someone. Oh, I am being too possessive about someone. Like, where does this awareness come from? How did you start cultivating it?
Actually, for me, it was, if I observe, like, I would ask myself this question. First of all, again, like, there was this basic awareness, यार इतना fear कैसे आ रहा है, कहाँ से आ रहा है? First it was just fear. First it was just fear. First it was just, even begging someone is a fear of losing them, right? So वो भी एक fear ही है. So it was just fear driving my life. Initially it was just fear everywhere, reflecting in all areas. And then one day, maybe something started to wake up inside of me, that awareness, and I started looking at my own fear. Until this time, fear was me. Now, when I started looking at fear, now there is at least teeny mini bit of distance between fear and me. कि fear है, मैं हूँ. Okay, fear है और मैं हूँ. तो ये fear क्या, कहाँ से आ रहा है यार, इतना fear क्यों है? Fear was still overtaking me.
Correct.
I would still shiver at times. Still panic at times, calling my teammate, यार ये कर दे भाई. Okay. Fear would still take over, but I was becoming aware, okay, fear hai. So first step is to just, for a moment, even for a moment, if we could pause and just look at our emotion, whatever it is, and just acknowledge it, that yes, you are there. That's it.
Okay, beautiful. So that brings us also to a technique which people can learn, is more about, you reflecting on how you feel inside, and then being acknowledging of that, yes, I am going through this right now.
Right.
That's so beautiful. Like, the entire journey of what you explained about everything that you went through has brought you maybe to this place so that you can be there for a lot more of alpha dads.
Right.
Who can be on this journey of transformation. And because you have experienced it firsthand, now it becomes easier to, support many more people.
100%.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for this beautiful share and for the beautiful lesson. Just a couple of things where we started off was from a point of feeling nervous, feeling fearful, feeling unwanted, feeling abandoned, and transitioning from where you had your own pausing phase, where you started reflecting on your own emotions. That, these were the things I felt. And now I acknowledge that, hey, you are there. I see you. Now it's not in you, but it is somewhere around you. You know it. And now maybe it takes you to a phase where it is, completely weaning off from you. And that's something maybe we will come in the next episodes
As
to learn.
we progress, as we
Yeah.
proceed, this will unfold. But obviously, we will start from the basics. So first step is just wherever you are. In Japanese, there is a technique. It's called I am dash. Okay.
Mhm.
And if I recall it correctly, okay. So it's like two people are sitting together, and then they say, like, I am, so whatever is coming up inside of them right now, they say and they acknowledge, I am this. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say if I am fearful, all right, okay, I am joyful, okay.
Mhm.
Not necessarily emotions, could be anything, could be thought as well. I am a bicycle, if you, the bicycle is coming in your mind. What is happening in this moment? Whatever you are just embracing and acknowledging that. That's it.
True.
That's it. Right.
Yeah. So
And
it's
that opens the doors for you.
correct. So this is another beautiful thing which the viewers might take along with them, that just accept yourself, what you are in this moment. Whatever is your I am, followed by, without thinking too much, just express it out.
Immediately.
Right. And then you get to know, okay, it's okay to be that. It's okay to be angry, or it's okay to be excited, or it's okay to be just a mountain, whatever you feel.
See, one beautiful thing which will unfold by this exercise is, let's say, Suji, you say, I am sad right now. You acknowledge that. And then you say, you are in this zone. And then, after few seconds, you say, I am joyful. So
Hmm.
you yourself will observe, okay, I was sad in the past few seconds ago, and now I am feeling joyful. So, which means I am not sadness.
Yeah,
It was just a fleeting moment.
correct.
But we carry and stick onto a particular emotion. Like, for example, I was carrying the fear throughout my life because I was not acknowledging and accepting it. I was pushing it. Yesterday we talked about, in the last episode, we talked about pushing it under the rug.
Hmm.
So I was just pushing it under the rug, not facing it, not feeling it. Then
True.
if we do that, that becomes our entire being.
Yeah, totally. And that leads us to more and more challenges, and we start feeling life so miserable because we don't even want to address it. We
Right.
don't even want to acknowledge it.
Right.
But like you mentioned, yes, reflecting on it, acknowledging it, building that awareness that I am ready to see you. I am ready to at least know that you are there, and we'll work together. Either we part ways or we work it in a different way, like how in physics we say, no, the energy can neither be destroyed nor created. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So wonderful. Thank you, Kabir. It's so much of beautiful learning today. We even went through a life experience like how we did in the last week. And now again, we are having something beautiful. And I would really leave this to the viewers right now. Do share in the comments, what is that one takeaway or one tool that Kabir shared today which resonates with you, which maybe you want to practice going forward from this moment, like how Kabir said, that every moment you are changing. In a moment, you might feel sad. In the next moment, you might feel joyful. Right? It's all about that reflection that you make, and then things starts changing for you. It's like you spot it and you got it.
Right. Right.
So Beautiful. I would love to see all of you sharing your takeaways, what you have learned from Kabir and from this conversation that we have had, because there's a lot more coming step by step so that we get to learn more in the upcoming sessions. Also, do follow us. We would share the link of Instagram and LinkedIn for Kabir so that you can connect with him if you think that I need more support. It's not just about becoming aware, but I need to go more deeper. Maybe you're becoming a parent very soon. Maybe you are growing in your career. And these are areas where it might impact. If you feel abandoned, of course, being a leader is a little challenging, right?
Right, right. It reflects, right?
Yeah.
Well, you may feel the same feeling as a leader with your team members.
Yes.
You may feel that connection and then you may feel insecure. So, a insecure leader cannot be a leader, right?
Yes.
A fearful leader cannot be a leader.
So much.
Leader cannot come from a space of fear. Leader has to come from a space of openness and love,
Yes.
acceptance.
Totally.
So, which, gets me to a point that a leader, before they could accept anyone else openly, they need to accept themselves.
Yes. And that leadership could be in a corporate or in a family life.
As a father, as a
Yeah.
creator,
Yes.
anywhere.
As a human leading your own life, you need to be your leader
Right, right.
so that you
So,
know where you're leading, which path you're choosing, which partner you're choosing, how you want to be a father, how you want to bond with your child. Everything comes out of that fierce leadership.
right, right. So I would use these terms, synonymously. Father, creator, leader.
Yeah.
A father is a creator, creator is a leader, leader is a
Yes.
creator of, you know, you shuffle it and then it
Very
applies.
much. Wow, that's a beautiful takeaway. I think that's something which just flew through you right now. Yeah, wonderful. I feel the energies, and thank you so much for that share. And thank you so much for once again being here to share your journey, to share your transformation, that now you're open to, serve many more people. And I know that people who have been working along with you have seen that shift, have seen that, mindset change, where they are able to be more purposeful dads, be more kind and compassionate, and coming from a place of love and strength, where they can nurture their child, where they can be the provider so that their bonding grows more and more. So here you have the right coach for you if you're looking forward to audience. So do connect with him, maybe on LinkedIn or on Instagram, and he's right there to serve you. He's right there to help you. And today we leave with these beautiful learnings. Over to all of you to share your thoughts, to share your views. How are you liking these two sessions? And if you have missed out on episode 1, I would request you to go back and check it and see what you learned from that. Because every episode is a standalone learning. And whatever you learn, ensure that you keep a book and a pen like how I do. And I do keep writing out so that, I am also learning alongside
Thank
together,
you.
and we would see you again on the next episode. Yes, Kabir, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just sharing, I am also learning alongside each one of you, alongside Suji. So it's a journey which we are taking together. So let's keep it up.
Yes, totally. Because whatever you have commented, it connects with us. Whatever you keep commenting, that's also a learning for both of us.
Right.
And when we come with our next episode, we would have more added on to it based on what comments you put also. Because in that way, we are able to connect with you, though we are virtual, but our energies are connecting and we are growing along in this. Right? So thank you all for watching this. Thank you, Aman. Thank you, Kabir. Your journey has been truly transformational. It is really helping people connect because it shows on the way how they are following up, how they are watching it. Maybe some are even watching over and over again because this is something which they're looking forward to in their parenthood, for being a better parent, to be a better leader in themselves, right? Because, like how you said in the last episode, it's all about you transforming yourself. It all starts with you, through you. Right? So, any last closing notes that you would like to leave our audience with?
Uh, if you are not able to do it for yourself, do it for your child. Okay. Even if you are not a parent, you may be already a parent, that is beautiful. You may be about to become a parent, that is beautiful. Or you may have that feeling inside of you that you want. Sometimes we are not able to gather enough courage for our own self. We are not able to do it for our own self. But when we know we love someone, and when we know that we are going to give all of this, who I am, who we are, to that beautiful being, then it is our loving responsibility to heal ourselves. So do it for yourself. Yes, that's it. God bless you all. Take care and love you.
Thank you, Kabir. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone who's watching this. Totally means a lot. And we see you again on episode 3 very soon. Stay tuned. Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care. God bless you all.